Camtasia is one of the most important tools for instructional designers. The real reason is that it's pretty intuitive as a video maker and editor, and it allows you to make a lot of powerful add-ons visually that don't require you any graphic design experience or video editing experience. So if you learn Camtasia, it's going to help you a lot. You would be using it 24/7 because it could do a lot of things. Beyond videos, it could help you make GIF animations, and it has even some interactive features that even help you build interactive experiences, like a quiz on a timeline, as you can see here. So just a quick overview of Camtasia. It's a product like Snagit. You can buy them actually in a bundle. It's a product of TechSmith as a company. And what you can do here is actually just start editing. So this is the 2021 version, and you might have a much more advanced version, although currently I'm in 2023, but I haven't really updated things in this software. So as you can see here, you have this left navigation, this is your timeline, and this is your untitled project. So you could go to File and Save As, and you could give it a title. So I would go ahead and drop, I don't know, a screen recording that I had. So if I go here, this is a recording. It gives me to keep the projects. So I took my Finder on my Finder, which is my desktop on like a window that gives me all the folders that I have in my Mac, and I dropped the video. So let me show you again. So I came here, I took the video and I dropped it. See? So you could do it even, I think, in desktop. So here, sometimes you record videos that are much smaller than usual. So you could just do right click and you do project settings and you adjust what type of dimensions do you want. Sometimes what's easier is you just do fit to visible, and it's really helpful. Sometimes you could just do this one. That's the basic, most advanced high definition one. Here at the top, you can see you have this mouse. You have this one if sometimes you want to move things around. You have the crop version. So I want to crop. You see I have these little blue things that appear. So I can crop my video to be in a certain way, but I just do Command Z and come back. I think this one is mostly if you want to change how things are. And this is the zooming, just for you to know how to see like how zoomed in do you want to be, especially if you have a detailed video. So this is my video that I had to build in another tool. And so what you can see here is if I want to split my timeline, like the video I dropped, I could just come here in the middle and make sure that it's selected. How do I know that it's selected? It's when this orange thing appears and I hit split, and that's it. Now I have two chunks and then I can keep on splitting. So you see I have this little split thing. If I want to cut something, I could come here. I put my cursor. Let's say I want to cut the beginning. So see, I took this red thing. I didn't do this. I did the red thing. So let me show you again. So I came here, I took the red thing and I kept going. And so you see even the video plays, and then I came here and I could just do cut. That's it. It cut the thing and it just stitches the two things all together. If I was far from here and I tried to do it, it wouldn't stitch anything. See? It just cut the thing that I didn't want to have. You could do the same with the green one. If you do this, with the green one same, you could cut. And that's a very powerful tool. You'll see that it comes handy when you're working on projects. So now I want to do some transitions. So I split these into two. I want to have a nice transition. My favorite one you see I have in my favorites is the fade transition. So I'll just go and look for fade just to show you how do I look for transitions. I take my transition and I drop it here. See? And so you can see my transition now creates two things. So let's see how that goes. So let's try to play it. If I do, so I just bring my cursor and I go slowly and I try to see my screen. Nice, and I see my transition as well. I could make it longer. So how do I do that? I have to zoom in. So I come here, I zoom in so I can see things bigger, and I could make this fade transition much longer. So you see, we'll do, you don't feel it here because the video is well done and has animations. But if I were to pick another, let's go with something that's much more disturbing, like this one. I wouldn't recommend it visually, it's not that nice. So you see, that's the transition. If I want to make it shorter, I just come here and squeeze this, and you can see it's going to be shorter. See? Shorter. So the transitions are very important because sometimes you cut things and there will be like some hard cuts. So if you want to take off the transition, make sure you select it, and it's orange, and then you take it off. One thing that I think is very important for you to know is the zoom in effect. So I think you would have to come to behaviors, and you would have to do scale. I think it's scale up, if I remember correctly. So if I do this, no, that's not what I want to do. Actually, it's under visual effects, and you have to come under, let's see, I think there is a scale version. So you see, you have a lot of other things. You can remove background color, you could add a spotlight, but I think for the purpose of, yes, it's here. So under animations, you want to zoom into something. This is something that I've learned the hard way, and it's very powerful. So you could come here. So you can see I have zoomed in, but let's say I want to zoom in further. I want only 100 to appear. So I come, I make sure this is, look, this, just pause for a second and focus with me here, because this is very powerful. And something that's not intuitive in Camtasia is when I put my cursor here and this becomes red, this is going to tell me this is the final look after the zoom in. So this is where I just kind of take a state of this, of my video, and that's the final state, and I can make it a bit more zoomed in. So if I do here, if I do this, and you see I can move things, see, I can move and come back. So I'm going to zoom, I want to zoom in further. I want the 100 to be the only thing that appears. So see, so I'm not changing my video, I'm just changing this millisecond that's on the red button. So you can see I keep on making this. So I'll take the hand, I'll move here, I'll keep on expanding, and then take back the hand. Oh, sorry, take this one back, move it here, and then do this. So as you can see, now it's much more, but better. I can keep on zooming in. You can see this is the final state. So if you go back, you will see everything that happened. And even my starting state, you see it's this little bubble here. Let me show you. It's this little thing here at the beginning. So you can see I could just literally fix it. So I want it to start like this and then keep on going, and the 100 would be the ending point. And so now what I want to do is to scale back. So I do the scale down and I bring this back to be zoomed out. So it will, sometimes Camtasia is smart, it will just do it for you, so it will bring you back. Sometimes you have to make adjustments, same by selecting the ending point and the beginning point and fixing what you want to fix. So you see here, nice, zoom in, zoom out. And you could make things longer. If things are too fast for you, you could make it longer, the zoom out. So you could make even the zoom in longer, but you'll have to move this one and make the zoom in longer. So these are, I think, one of the most important things that you need to know on Camtasia. Smart focus, very powerful. It's smart, it just follows when things are happening on a screen recording. The only problem is the screen recording needs to be done with Camtasia, so you can't just drop a recording that I've done with your Mac or computer or another tool. So even if I try to drop it, it would not work. See, it's bringing it back. But smart focus is going to follow all interactions on a screen recording, will follow your cursor, and you don't have to do any zoom in, zoom out. It will do it for you. And this one, you could actually drop it, same, you can't drop it unless it's recorded with Camtasia. And this one, you could specify where you want the smart focus to happen. This one happens across your whole video that you dropped, and this one you can precise where you want it to do. So these are some of the things that I use mainly on Camtasia. You could do audio effects. This one is like you want to change the pitch of a video. If you don't need to be like change the voice, you could take off the noise, so you can drop and take off noise. I don't have sound, I think, in this video, so it doesn't allow me to drop it. You mentioned transitions, annotations, very powerful. You could have basic different styles. Let's say I want to do an annotation, and I could drop it here. You see, the annotation is dropped across this section. I can make it span across the whole video, or I could make it just in the beginning. I could come here, I could say hi, and I could come here and change the color. So if I come here, you see, I have a possibility of changing colors. So this is pink, you see, yeah, so you can see this is the pink, and yeah, so this is my annotation. One thing that's very powerful that I've been using a lot is the blur effect. So if you want to blur something again, you take it, let me make this smaller. Let's say I want to drop it at the end. So you take it, you drop it, you can see, and it's just, let me fix this one actually, it's a bit smaller than my frame. And I could come here and I just blur a part. That's powerful if you have like important brand information or something you don't want people to see. There is another thing about, I think, focus or spotlights. This one I love it because sometimes you want to make people just see a specific thing, so you kind of do this contrast effect. What's powerful is you do a spotlight with a zoom in, so you can kind of zoom into something and then do the spotlights. And we just saw how to zoom in. Again, it's visual effects, oh sorry, not visual effects, it's behaviors, not behavior, it's animations. That's how you do the zoom in, so you scale up and you put it as well. So you can do both a scale up, a zoom in, and then you can start later your blurring. See, so I could just do, it's not your blurring, your spotlight. So I could just focus on the word training, and you see it's zooming in and then it's focusing, and I could make it longer than this. So see, so it's gonna zoom in slowly and then do this. So these are some of the powerful things. You can record with Camtasia your voice and it will become a file in your media library. Anything you drop on your media bin, it's going to appear here. It could appear in different manners. So whatever you drop here that's external from Camtasia is going to appear here. When you record your voice, it's going to be dropped as a voice that's recorded. These are tracks. Sometimes you need multiple tracks, a track for the video, a track for the callouts, a track for images. By the way, you can even drop images here. And you could basically have multiple tracks. You could add tracks, you could name tracks, and you could export different tracks. So let's say I just want to export what's on track 3. So I just hide track 4, and when I come to the top, I just export local file. And you can see here, I have here a little folder, and I just basically export to whatever I want to do, and I export only track 3. So that's good if you have multiple videos that you're editing on the same project. You can hide tracks so you can distinguish what you want to export from what you don't want to export. You could switch how tracks are ordered. See, you could pick one and keep on switching. And yeah, you can have a library. So if I want to make this as a template, I select it, and then I think there is a way to add it to library, and I could give it a name. I'll add it to my library. So next time, if it's something that I want to use in other videos, I could just call it and it will come back. So Camtasia usually creates folders for you that you could export, so they have everything. So when you work on a project, it becomes a folder in your computer, and you could send it to another person who has Camtasia. They could import the folder, and they could have the same exact timeline with all of these changes. And that's powerful. You can export not just as an MP4, you could export also as a GIF animation, and you could do options, and you can define how many loops you want it to loop, what's the dimensions, how much is the frame rates, So you can even do GIF animations for MP4. The options are all of these, so you could change the width, the height, and many things, many features. So that's an overview of Camtasia. Go ahead and create a tutorial with Camtasia. Teach somebody else Camtasia, for instance, or teach someone else, like, I don't know, how to use Canva, and work with that. So you will learn how to make annotations and make transitions and break things and export. It's very powerful. One thing that I didn't mention is that you could record things. So when you start recording something, you could see that here there is like an important I don't know if you could see it here, but it's you could start recording. You could pick if you want an audio, which audio do you want to use, if you want to show your face or not, which part of your screen you want to take. So you see you have multiple versions, and you can start recording with Camtasia. And once you drop something you recorded with Camtasia, you can have that smart focus that I showed you applied to it.